What's going on, Ghosties? We are Tales of Spooky Coffee House. Welcome to our new season. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. We are your hosts. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
And damn, does it feel good to be back. Well,
I know.
kind of. Kind of. This is only a preview episode, a little gift from us to you this holiday season. Chelsea, do you want to tell the Ghosties what we're going to be talking about this episode?
Yeah, so we wanted to get into conspiracy theories this season because we're really into them. And we started to kind of get into them in season two at the end. But we're gonna talk about things that kind of inspired us to get into conspiracy theories are things like Princess Diana's death was murder, not a car accident, the moon landing was faked, 9/11 was an inside job, the curse of the Kennedys, Bigfoot is real, Obama was born in Kenya, not Hawaii, which led him to showing a clip of the Lion King at a dinner function, things like that. So, for this preview and holiday season, we kind of wanted to talk about some of our favorite conspiracies.
I'm so excited. Honestly, you just naming that the list of those conspiracies in my head, I was like, it was a murder, it wasn't a death. Princess Diana was murdered. Bigfoot is real. The Kennedys, they are cursed. I mean, how can you deny that they're not cursed after everything they've been
Yeah,
through, you
yeah,
know?
that's true.
But anyways, those are not the ones that we're going to be talking about. Those are the ones that inspired us to talk about the following. So
hmm
Chelsea, I believe you're first. So what did you want to talk about first?
So, the first conspiracy that I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites. And if you haven't heard of this, then you're living under a rock. We're going to talk about
Period.
the Roswell crash and cover up. So, in 1947, near Roswell, New Mexico, something crashed and it led to a conspiracy being born involving UFOs and extraterrestrials. Now, the US military, they kind of brought the intrigue on themselves when they claimed that the recovered debris was from a quote flying disc before they decided to change their mind and say that the wreckage belonged to a weather balloon.
Mhm.
Kind of after the initial shockwave of everyone believing that this was a UFO, it kind of faded from headlines. The interest in UFOs and aliens continued, but it was very down low.
Cuz
And
if you
then
believe in that stuff, you're crazy. Like you're
yeah,
weird.
right. So then the Roswell incident was published in 1980, and the book's authors Charles Berlitz and William L. Moore, they straight out called them out on saying that the weather balloon explanation was just a cover-up story.
Mhm.
They argued that the original debris, which they believed was from a crashed flying saucer, had been flown to Wright Field, which is now an Air Force base near Dayton, Ohio, and that the
Mhm.
material from a weather balloon was hastily substituted, which is a quote.
Mhm.
Although the book was kind of widely bought around, it did spark additional conspiracy theories as well as multiple hoaxes. So one of the most notable ones is in 1984, where documents documents surfaced that were
Hey, I
allegedly to be
like that
classified.
document, a documentary. I love that.
The documents surfaced that were allegedly classified memos concerning Majestic 12, or also known as MJ 12, which was supposed to be a secret operation launched by President Truman that
Mhm.
handled the Roswell incident.
Mm.
They were determined to be fake later on because there was no evidence to support the existence of MJ 12.
Mm.
After this one, there was allegedly an alien autopsy video in 1995 that showed the dissection of an alien corpse from the Roswell incident.
Mhm.
It was a 17-minute video that the director later claimed was a fraud. Could you imagine that though? Really,
If it
for a
was
moment, believing
real,
that you were watching, yeah.
I mean, it kind of goes, and we talked about this towards the end of season two, where Mexico had supposedly like an alien that they were like, I don't remember if they were experimenting on. I honestly don't remember the story, but like, I many places have attempted to carry on this story, like, oh yeah, we have an alien, we have
hmm
remains, we have parts of a UFO, and it's like, but it's so easy to fake. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like people who really believe that automatically, I feel like they're a little not naive. Is that the word I want to use?
Gullible.
Gullible. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because, you know, me, like, I'd love to believe that, but one of the first things I do is try to debunk it or, like, this could be
Yeah.
fake. Like, I'm going to wait for more solid proof on this stuff.
It's so funny how like the true believers, even with paranormal areas, our first reaction as true believers is to debunk
Hmm.
when we're shown like, hey, like this is a haunted place, or like, hey, this is a ghost. Okay, let me prove you wrong.
As fun as it is to, like, believe right away, oh my god, that was a ghost. Oh my god, I'm hearing footsteps. Oh my god, I'm hearing knocks. For example, me with my closet that my cousin built, it like cracks every so often, right? But like super super hard. And I remember like, dude, this is weird. Like, what the hell? But I also wouldn't like, oh, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. It's more like, what could that be? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was my train of thought. And then I think I'm pretty sure it was probably Stephanie or Z or someone. They're like, well, your house expands and shit like that during different like weather or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, a fucking house expands like my ass. Like, what the fuck? And
Your
then
house
and
is breathing.
exactly. And this was years ago. And just recently I saw a TikTok where someone talked about like how houses, like if they're not built properly or something like whatever, it tends to crack. So I think like something about my closet isn't like just 100%. It's a perfect closet. I love my closet. No offense to my cousin at all. He did a badass job. Thank you. But something's just not 100% that causes it to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I said, it would be fun to be like, oh, it's a ghost. Like, oh my God, who's knocking on my closet? Like, you know, but no,
Mm-hmm.
it's just apparently my fucking house breathing or my closet breathing.
Of all the explanations, that's the one that you came up with, or like they came up with. That's funny.
And it kind of like ended up being true, you know? But it is, and like, that's another reason why I'm a huge fan of Sam and Kobe because, like, yes, their initial reaction is like fear and like, what the fuck? But also,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they say, what the fuck was that? Was that the wind? Was that this? That could have been this. Wait, that could have been that. Wait, how do you
Yeah.
explain this? So I love that process, and I use that process myself, and I'm sure you use that process um, as well. But I'm so excited to mention something after you're done with this one.
Okay.
Remind me. Ghosties, remind me.
I love how we're like not even on the first episode officially, and we're already getting off topic.
No, but you know what? We first of all, we're known for it already, okay? So fucking deal with it. We always go back on topic, so don't worry, we'll get back. And if we don't, then that'll be the first. Cause I feel like we've been good. Like we get off topic, but we get back on topic eventually.
Right,
But we
right,
we
right.
actually went into this episode, this little preview episode for you guys, knowing that we were gonna get off topic, so we planned around that. But anyways, back to your conspiracy theory.
So these two hoaxes, rather than debunking the idea that this incident was not real, that it wasn't aliens, it actually had the opposite effect and increased the interest of the incident. And Roswell, after that, became synonymous with anything extraterrestrial in that area. It also really helped the city's economy. So in 1992, the International UFO Museum and Research Center opened in Roswell, and since 1996 they have been the site of an annual UFO festival. So it's really brought,
Interesting.
yeah, it's really helped them financially, like with the whole economy.
Damn, I hope a fucking UFO crashes in my front yard or something. What the heck?
So on the other hand, ironically, the authors Berlitz and Moore were right about one thing. The government's claim that a weather balloon crashed at Roswell was actually incorrect. In 1994, the Air Force admitted that the recovered material was, in reality, from a U.S. spy balloon. So it wasn't a weather balloon, it was a spy balloon. They did say that it was part of Project Mogul. It was an attempt to monitor nuclear tests by the Soviet Union. And in 1997, a definitive Air Force report, quoted as the Roswell Report case closed, ventured the opinion that stories of alien bodies may have come from civilian witnesses who saw parachute crash test dummies, a
Mm.
severely injured airman parachutist. Is that, I don't even know if that's how you spell it. That didn't sound right at all.
No, we're keeping it though because I love the word. I can't even say it. You that's a word I cannot pronounce.
Right. And other charred bodies were from an airplane crash during the 1950s. The report proposed that the witnesses consolidated the separated events, but still, for many, they're called UFO, like UFO. I don't know how you would say it. UFOologists.
Okay, but
Yeah,
we get what you're saying. Uh-huh.
right. So, they still believe that these explanations were part of a continued cover up by the U.S. government. So
Yeah, our
they are
government,
like
they're not
they
that
are like
bright.
die hard. Like this is not right.
Yeah. Is Roswell the one where people started doing their own tests to see, like, to compare it to the original footage and then didn't match? Because isn't Roswell
um,
the one where it was like a triangular type of UFO? Or is that something, is that somewhere else?
I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
Okay, we'll look into it. We'll look into it. But Ghosties, thank you so much for reminding me. Chelsea, have you heard about that? Whatever frequency is coming in from outer space, it's a
Yes,
woman. Yes.
yes.
Let's talk about that really quick. Because they're saying it's tomorrow. Like something's coming tomorrow. The the recording is a woman that is continuously stating like numbers and letters and also gives like a specific location in Montana, like in the middle of nowhere by a
Wait,
road, I
and this is
think.
supposed to happen tomorrow, like
This is supposed to
the
happen
23rd,
tomorrow, the
Saturday the
23rd.
23rd. Okay.
But the interesting part of that recording is that she is also heard saying, "We are like you, but with fur. We,
So extraterrestrial furries.
technically, yeah. There's actually, they're showing pictures of, is it calligraphy? Is that the right word? Where the pictures on the wall, like in the on the rocks in the caves and stuff.
Oh, like pictographs?
Thank you.
I was like,
There.
calligraphy is like a cursive.
Okay, well,
I
um, smartass. Um,
wasn't trying to be a smartass. I was just
and
confused.
it's like these Egyptian. They're super tall, but they're in like. Oh, she says that they're like canines, but like us. We're like you, but canines. We're like you, but we have fur. And so these pictures are of like what looks like to be in the Egyptian days, and they're on their hind feet, like they're walking like humans, but they're like they're
Eh,
canines, like they're dogs.
so a werewolf?
No, it's more of like a there's a name for it. There's like an alien type of species that looks like it, but I don't remember the name of it. But I just wanted to bring this topic up because it's like, who's coming? Who's gonna be knocking on our door tomorrow? Like, should I
Right, right. That's
call
interesting.
off sick next
I didn't
week?
realize
Like,
that
what's
it
going
was
on?
like tomorrow. Like it was supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the date was 12/23/23.
I love how like our conversation just led to an additional conspiracy theory when we weren't even gonna like talk about that originally.
Yeah, well, shit happens, baby. Good thing we planned ahead for this.
Right? Do you want to talk about your actually planned
Yeah,
conspiracy
sure.
theory? Because I'm
And I'm
like I'm
sure
interested in this too.
I'm sure it'll lead to another unplanned conspiracy theory after.
Probably
Um,
knowing us.
Hi Ghosties, it's Veronica. I missed you. And for you, beautiful people, I am gonna be talking about the Teletubby conspiracy theory. My original notes on this were still somewhat like bothersome, like it would bother some people. But then today I decided to do more research on my topic and it became more disturbing. So that being said, I do need to give you guys a little trigger warning before I start because it may bother some of you most than others. So I'm just
I
gonna put that
love
out there.
I love how our promo episode gets a trigger warning. Like we're already starting off.
It's the right way to do a preview episode, okay? um, so allegedly, the Teletubbies is a show that was inspired by historic events. Now, these events took place in a Bulgarian mental facility. Okay, so kids were constantly left alone, not fed, physically abused, emotionally abused, verbally abused. Due to these conditions, the kids would go pretty much delusional, and it is said that they would all, start dancing, even though there was no music playing. And something I realized as I did more research today was that most of the kids had a somewhat permanent smile on their face, which, I'll mention as I go through each Teletubby. So, a little fun fact before we actually get to the Teletubbies specifically is that, the sun, right? We all know
Yeah.
the sun with the baby in it.
Mhm.
So, the sun that we see on the show represents the caretakers, and the kids have to obey to what they say or tell them to do. So I thought that was really interesting because I always thought that baby was cute. Each Teletubby represents a kid that was experimented on, okay? I don't have names. I didn't want to mention any names because I would butcher the names. And I don't know how much of it is true, although, based on my research, there is a lot of similarities. So I pretty much used those similarities in my notes to tell you guys. So let's start off with Lala. So Lala was a child who had facial disfigurement and had a smile all the time. Due to this, the caretakers allegedly locked her in a dark room for about 5 years. How sad. This is a
Jesus.
little girl. All
Yeah.
these kids are less than 10, by the way. So, because of this, as mentioned before, it led to the child to become delusional and would start dancing with no music. So what's fucked up is that the caretakers, they didn't like that. They didn't like that she was still showing some kind of sign of happiness, even though it was really
Yeah.
her going delusional and being miserable.
Uh-huh.
So you know what the caretakers did?
God, what?
They broke her leg to prevent her from dancing.
Oh my god.
And even though she was in a lot of pain,
She
she
still kept
couldn't
going.
help but stop smiling due to her facial disfigurement.
Oh.
I am going to ruin the Teletubbies for you guys. I'm so sorry. Or
Listen, the
some of you weirdos might
Teletubbies.
like it more. I don't know.
Yeah, the Teletubbies were already ruined for me before, but this is just like the icing of the cake.
Okay, to be continued with that. um, highlight that note really quick. Next Teletubby is Tinky Winky. So Tinky Winky was based on a deaf child who was tied to a fence outside and suffered a severe frostbite. It is also said that he had a facial disfigurement that caused the child to have a permanent smile. That's just sad,
Yeah, that's
honestly.
like a
It's just sad.
repeating
Like,
factor.
and you know what? As I was editing my notes today and, inputting more information, I couldn't help, and this is us going off topic, I couldn't help but think of that mom that's on trial right now for child abuse, that YouTube mom.
Hmm.
Like, you know how I sent you that TikTok video where she pretty much admitted to like the things that she did to her kids, which involved like making them work outside in the cold and hot weather. They got so sunburned to the point where their skin was like literally melting off. Like, I don't know, I couldn't stop thinking about that stupid ass mom that doesn't deserve to be a mom. Moving on. It's another topic for another day. Um, Next Teletubby is Dipsy. So Dipsy was inspired by a child who was constantly sick. This kid could not keep any food down, would always throw up, just always sick. And because the caretakers were fucking assholes with no souls, they ended up forcing him to lay face down in his vomit. So that
Ew.
was the kid that inspired Dipsy. That was his living condition, unfortunately. So, on top of already being sick every day, you're being forced to lay in your vomit. It's very
Hmm.
sad and heartbreaking. Last one is Poe. So, Poe is based on a child who fell asleep near a campfire and would then be pushed into the fire by some drunk caregivers. When the child woke up to the burning sensation, she began to scream in agony, and their caretakers would then remove her from the fire, but the fire had injured her beyond recognition. That's mean.
Mhm.
That's fucked up. Um, that is my Teletubby conspiracy theory. Thoughts, questions, concerns?
No.
No, no, I'm just no.
No. Yeah, it's
It's
just
it's so sad, like because
yeah.
here's the thing. Even if this wouldn't have been true, like isn't true, there's no denying that there are mental facilities out there that for sure back in the day, and who knows
Mhm.
about today, that definitely tortured and mistreated their patients. So this
Mhm.
may sound really sad and mean and fucked up and oh, but it might be fake. Like, no, this shit happened.
Yeah.
This should happen around the world. Ugh, it's just sad. But anyways, that was my conspiracy theory, my first one. Would you like to go for round two?
Yeah. So the next conspiracy that I have, it's one of my favorites because it's so hilarious. And
Yeah.
it's the conspiracy that the government is run by reptilians. Have you heard about
That's
this?
sick. Yeah, of course.
So, reptilians are lizard people who are cold blooded humanoid reptilians that have the power to turn into human form.
Teehee.
One of the more prominent theorists in this lizard people conspiracy is a new age philosopher known as David Icke. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. It could be Ike, Ick, something like that. But lizard people are said to be creatures who have had their claws in humankind since the ancient times. So they've been here for thousands of years. And some of the more prominent people who are believed by true believers to be reptilians are Queen Elizabeth, George W. Bush,
That was the
the
first person I was
Clintons.
thinking. The
Yeah,
queen.
yeah. In a quote by the Time, encroaching on other conspiracy theorists' territory, Ike even claims that the lizards are behind secret societies like the Freemasons and the Illuminati. So, a poll conducted in 2013 by Public Policy Polling reported that 4% of Americans believe our government is in fact lizard people, while
4%?
7%, yeah, while 7% were unsure. Do you know how much 4% of the US population, in a number
There's
form?
a lot of us. There's a lot of us. But compared to
4%,
100%,
4% is still 12 million people.
whoa, my jaw
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah.
I wish y'all could see my reaction to that, cause whoa.
Yeah, that's why I was like, because at first I was like, oh, only 4%? Like, that's no fucking big deal. But then I actually looked into what 4% of the American population is, and it's 12 million people.
Jeez.
Yeah. So aside from the paranoia, lizard people are thought to primarily come from the constellation Draco. There are some other theories that they come from other systems like Sirius and Orion too. But in other words, these reptilians are aliens, which aliens are one of my favorite topics. So there are different theories on how to spot a lizard person. Some believe that physical attributes are one of the key things, while other people don't believe that's true because, like humans, they have different skin tones, hair color, eye color. But I thought it was funny because one of the physical attributes in that first theory is that reptilians are anybody with red hair. And I just thought that was funny. I thought that was funny because I have natural red
Did
hair,
you
and I was
just
like,
rat yourself out?
yes, I totally ratted myself out.
I'm
Yep,
friends with
I
an
am a
alien
reptilian.
dog.
Yes.
That's dope. Welcome to Earth. Man.
But yeah, so that's the conspiracy on reptilians.
So when you brought up governments, okay, so I'm going off topic really quick before I get into my topic.
Of course we are.
I'm gonna get us into off topic, but kind of going on topic for my topic, if you
Just go. Just say what you were gonna say.
so you know the whole Jeffrey Epstein Island, right?
Yeah.
You know how there's a list, right?
Yes.
And you
That's
know how there's like,
supposedly that's supposedly gonna be released
yes,
in
ma'am.
2025. Yep.
Yes, ma'am. No, 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 no. The first week of 2024.
Oh, did they change it again?
Yeah, it's the first
Oh,
week of 2024. They're going to release it
sweet.
in just a couple of weeks. There's going to be over 150 names of
Yep.
celebrities who have gone to this island and have partaked in the horrible things that happened on there on that
Mhm.
island. And so there's TikToks of people being like, "Why are we giving them time? Like, why are we not just releasing that right now? Because like we're literally giving them time to
Right.
escape." There's a rumor
Exactly.
going around that Oprah took out $100 million from her bank and transferred it to Switzerland or
Mhm.
something like that. And then that made me think of Tom Hanks and his wife who got citizenship in Greece.
Oh, I didn't
Okay,
hear about
where
that.
in Greece it's not illegal for adults to have sexual relations with minors. I believe that
Oh.
is it. Don't quote me on that. I think it was something very similar to that. So it made me think of Tom Hanks because he's supposedly on that list.
Mhm.
And so I just wanted to bring that up and talk about it a little bit because, like, there's a lot of people that are supposedly on that list that I actually like. Like, I like Tom Hanks. I really do.
Right. Yeah.
I love his movies. He's a great dude from what it seems. But it's like it's making sense.
Mhm.
So I think in the next 2 weeks we're gonna see a lot more people disappear, or we're gonna hear about a lot more celebrities moving out of Hollywood,
Yeah.
going MIA, you know. It's just I'm not I don't know if I'm ready to actually see those names because what if
Yeah.
someone I actually really adore and love is on that
Yeah, I get
list?
that.
Cuz then it's like, well, fuck, like I can't watch their
Yeah.
shit anymore, you know?
Yeah, then it becomes like real, not
Yes, like
just not just a theory.
exactly. But I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be recording by that time anyways, so I'm hoping there's some sort of update that we could bring up for you guys. But speaking of celebrities, that's going to lead me into my next topic. See how I full circle?
Mhm.
Okay. So this next one's kind of short, but interesting nonetheless. And it involves okay. Uh, it's scary because it's so recent, but
mhm.
so Doja Cat involved in Matthew Perry's death conspiracy theory. There, I said it. I ripped off the band aid. I will post the video, the TikTok, on our Instagram, and I will try to repost it on TikTok. Hopefully, you guys can see it on there too. But there's a conspiracy theory that Doja Cat was involved in Matthew Perry's death.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
I
do
didn't
my
know about
best
that.
to describe certain things, but I'm not good at explaining things, as you all know.
As we just experienced.
As we just experienced for the last 2 seasons. So, after Matthew Perry passed away, okay, Doja Cat had deleted all of her TikToks and only left one video on her page, which was meant to promote her new song, Demons. What this video is her remaking the intro to the show Friends. So we all know the intro, right? We can all picture it right now. The couch, the
Mhm.
brown couch in front of
Yep.
the fountain, and then it
Mhm.
says Friends on top, right?
Yep.
So we also know, and if we don't, here you go. After every letter, there's a dot that represents each friend, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Or that's dedicated to each number of friends or
I know
individual.
what we know what you mean.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So in this video, it's Doja Cat dressed in her little demon outfit that we all probably have seen on her social medias, where she's like in like all black, bedazzled type of outfit. She's laying on the couch dressed like that. And instead of friends on top, it says demons. Here's the
Okay.
thing remember, after each letter on friends, it has a dot. Demons has a dot after each letter except the first letter. So there's one dot missing. Here is where your jaw's gonna drop. She posted this video the day after he passed away.
Was the
Isn't
dot
that
supposed
kind
to
of
be like
weird?
she took him out?
I mean, that's what people are insinuating. That's what, that's what kind of the conspiracy theory. It gets even more interesting, okay?
Okay.
So, after fans start to speculate and accuse Doja of having played some kind of part in Perry's death, she then deleted the video. So, yes, the timing is absolutely
Mhm.
weird,
Yep.
but this little fact that I'm about to mention makes it weirder. So, the promotional video, I mean, promotional picture of the video, or like a still from the
Uh-huh.
video, get this, was released 2 months prior to Perry's death.
Hmm.
So is it a coincidence that that dot is in there after the first letter, or was that
Right,
a
right.
sign? Because how is the TikTok I watched on this was, how is her promotional team gonna miss such a big like error, you
Right.
know? And what doesn't help the situation is obviously Matthew Perry's last few posts on Instagram. If you don't know, he was posting a lot of Batman themed posts.
Mhm.
He was posting like the light, the bat signal. He was technically signaling for help. If you want to see it, it's you just go to Matthew Perry's Instagram. Now, all that being said, I just want to say this really quick. I love Matthew Perry. I love Friends. Chelsea, you know.
Yeah.
People who know me know that I'm a huge Friends fan. So I don't mean for my little segment here to be disrespectful in any way. It's just for entertainment purposes and the fact that it's really interesting, and like the
Mhm.
timing was just very like fascinating to me. But rest in peace,
Yeah.
Matthew Perry. I fucking cried when you passed away. I started crying when I was telling my mom about it. But I mean,
Kind of going off of that. This
mm,
was also not like I had no intention of bringing this up because I didn't know you were talking about Matthew Perry until today.
mhm.
But there's also a conspiracy theory that his death wasn't an accident because of the fact that he was supposed to be testifying against multiple people on the Epstein list.
Shut the
Let
fuck
me say that
up.
again. The
I
Epstein
did
list.
not know that.
Yeah, and that they like people were pissed off because he was going to be testifying against them, so they killed him, which is why he was signaling for help because like nobody was supposed to know that he was testifying, yet they found out.
The way I lost my jaw on the floor. Shut up.
Yeah.
That makes me even more sad.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Oh my god, I hope that's not true.
Yeah, because supposedly he is on the list and in order to like kind of save himself, he was going to testify against others. So,
Wow, wow, wow.
yeah. Like I said, I don't know if that's true. It was just like a conspiracy that I saw that was going around, and I don't want to like
Well,
start false rumors or anything. Like that's just what I've seen multiple
yeah.
times from multiple sources. So
Hearsay, it's hearsay.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's hearsay.
Going
But
back to the Johnny Depp and Amber case. Hearsay, hearsay. Um, wow. Well, Ghosties, I hope you enjoyed these conspiracy theories and us going off topic, because it's gonna happen more often season 3. That was really fun. That was
Yeah,
really interesting.
I'm so happy to be back.
Yes, I am so happy to be back, and I'm so happy that we get to chat more often again and work together and pull each other's hair out. Love
I
it.
mean, we
Love it.
can't physically do that because we're not in person, but yeah, I get your point.
I have a voodoo doll of you, don't worry.
What?
I'm just kidding. I don't fuck with that. I don't do dark magic.
My mom has a voodoo doll.
That's fine. That's fine. Good for her. I'm nope.
She keeps it on her desk at work.
Oh my god. I should do that. I should make one of my boss and take it to work. Be like, hey bitch, this is you. Wow. That was great. So, all that being said, ghosties, thank you so much for joining us for season three's preview episode. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, but don't panic. We still have plenty of serial killers, true crime, and hauntings to discuss, and especially conspiracy theories. Let's add that in there. So please make sure to give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for extra content. We are Tales of Spooky Coffee House on each social platform. Season 3 will officially premiere January 13th.
Whoop whoop.
Um, I'm so excited. Thank you all for all the support that you guys have given us in the past 2 seasons. We look forward to season 3. And ending on that note, we are your hosts. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Chelsea.
Have a spooky weekend, and we'll see you on January 13th, 2024. Bye.
Bye.